So right now the MMDA are here at the DOTB bus terminal. They're shutting down a number of bus terminals today because of violations. For instance, the nose in, nose out policy. They've been coordinating with Quezon City Local Government. I was sitting in on some of those meetings, although I wasn't able to post the footage yet because I didn't want to give anyone a heads up of what's going on. So they're going to be closing them down. I don't know whether they're going to stay closed because apparently they were also closed down before and somehow they're operating again. I think the problem is that they just don't have space for the vehicles, so they have some paperwork that they need to give to someone with an authoritative position to sign for, and then they also have a placard which confirms that the location is closed. So you can see there it says closed, Del Monte Land Transport Bus, violation upon recommendation of Metro Manila Development Authority. Thank you. I think one of the problems is that they don't have any back entrance and the front is quite slim, so it makes it very difficult for the buses to maneuver. And of course, if buses don't have room to maneuver, it can lead to traffic. And you can see Chairman Danny Lim is also here. Of course, this is very important for the MMDA because they get a lot of complaints about bus terminals causing traffic. So they're just putting the placard up now. They'll tape it into place. Now, aside from the MMDA and officials from the local government, Quezon City Local Government, there's also the PMP, just in case there are any problems. I don't think there will be, but it never hurts to have the PMP on site. And you can see they put up this rope here also saying this establishment is closed. I should say closed, I think. Ordered by QC BPLO. I think that's Business Permit Licensing Department or something along those lines. And right now everyone's walking along to the next terminal that's due to be closed. I think there was around 5 terminals that are being closed today. Here's the next terminal, Alps, and I'm guessing they weren't expecting this because there's a lot of buses loaded up here with passengers. I was expecting that most of the bus terminals probably had an idea this was coming, but I guess not all of them. Or perhaps they just thought, well, let's use every last breath. I think right now someone from Alps is saying, no, look, we have enough space for the buses to turn around, even if we don't have a back door. But the thing is, the ones that they're closing today, they're closing based on complaints and based on the evidence. Right now, General Almadin is speaking to the enforcers that are actually stationed here in this location and advising them about what they need to do next and how they need to manage this situation. One of the buses just came in. He wanted to try and stop at the terminal, but they've waved him on because this terminal's now closed. And they're just putting the rope in place now, which says this establishment is closed. It's fixed already. This one says closed instead of closed. So they're just putting that into place now. I think they already put the placard up over there. You can see they're just waiting for the 2 last or 3 last buses to leave this terminal, and then they'll move on to the next one. So we're now at the next terminal. I don't know if buses actually drive up and down this. I'd be surprised if they do, but I guess it's possible. I don't know why they don't just make this into a proper slope so they have the front entrance and the back door without like any hassle. That would make more sense to me. And you can see they're just putting this one into place now also. Right now they're walking to the next terminal further along. Of course it makes more sense to walk than take the vehicles. So right now they're talking to someone from the terminal and they're advising him that one option, potential option, could be to have a small shuttle here which shuttles people to a bigger terminal. And in fact that's actually the plan for here in Metro Manila anyway. They want to move all of these provincial bus terminals off of EDSA and instead have them, you know, somewhere that's not so busy. So the idea is you'll just ride a city bus getting to a bigger bus terminal, for instance the SWITEX interchange, then you swap to another bus which goes to the province. That's really the long-term plan. So you can see they're just putting this one in place, also advising that it's closed. One wants them to make a loud announcement so that all of the customers are aware that they can get their money back. And again, they put a rope in place. This establishment is closed. So you can see we're now here at Super Lines, a very well-known bus terminal. This is Terminal 1. Let's see, I guess it's going to be like the other ones. Time to close it down. They're just doing the paperwork now and putting up the sign to say this terminal's closed. Now the security here at the premises are advising customers about what they need to do, what their options are. I believe there's going to be some kind of shuttle service which takes them to another terminal. I think that might be the last one for today. So I guess we'll see over the coming days, weeks, months, what happens with these bus terminals. So it turns out it's not quite the end of the day. They've just come to the back of one of the terminals and they're issuing tickets for illegal parking now. What's the ticket for? Illegal parking. Okay, thank you. So as you heard there, they're issuing tickets for illegal parking. We were along this road for Holy Week and it was also an issue then. and they needed to keep on top of it because it can really cause traffic if they block this whole lane with buses. And what you'll notice with this terminal is there are different bus companies using it. That's probably why it can't handle the capacity, because there's just too many vehicles and too many bus companies trying to use the same terminal. Right now they're looking at this bus because they saw two buses with the same plate number. Apparently that is allowed by OTO. It's a temporary plate, and there's some kind of scheme for buses where they can use that, but they should have a conduction sticker shown on the front. Now when this was stopped, there was no conduction sticker. It was inside the vehicle somewhere. You couldn't see it from the outside. They've now produced that, but they're checking all the paperwork, they're checking the chassis number and everything like that to make sure there is nothing untoward with this vehicle. And one thing you'll notice with this terminal is they can't actually make the turn in one go with some of these buses because they're so long. So what they have to do is go forward, then back, then forward, then back. So that also adds to traffic because of course all the vehicles behind them are stuck until they finish that maneuvering.